तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
Aham Brahmasmi. A warm welcome to each one of you for this 9-day intensive meditation program. I am Sunita Reddy from Hyderabad. I met Manasji 6 months ago. I was going through this tough period in my life. Since 20 years, I was hopping from one problem to the next. I wanted to find a solution. That's when I met Manasji, and he made me to do a small process wherein he asked me to draw something, anything that comes to my mind on a plain sheet of paper. I happened to draw a stream, a house nearby with the mountains in the background and a bright shining sun and some flowers and a bike. After I finished my drawing, Manasji just asked me to look at it and asked me why did I emphasize the circles in the drawing so much. When I checked, I see that I have written at least thrice around these circles in the sun, the circle in the wheel, the circle in the flower. He told me this is what I have been drawing from universe. This is what I have been asking the universe. So that's the reason that my problems were like going on in a vicious circle. He told, once I control my thoughts, once I have a positive attitude, I could break this chains, and that's how I joined this Satsang, and it helped me immensely. I learned to manifest over my thoughts. I learned to be grateful for everything in my life. I learned to be compassionate. I learned to be consciously conscious, aware of the words I am speaking, of the work I am doing. It has totally transformed me, and this is where I learned to meditate. Thank you so much, Manasji, for making me realize this and making me meet myself. Thank you so much, all the divine souls.
Aham Brahmasmi. My name is Patin. I attended 9-day intensive meditation program conducted by Manas Bhai. It was an amazing divine experience. Trust me, my thought process has changed a lot towards my life and profession. Sit with him. You will never be the same again. Manasji will transcend you to the next level of awareness. His stories provide us the path of renunciation of our older thoughts. Some stories are like halwa selling, shoe story. What an amazing techniques he has given. Body balancing technique, apajap. His talks on karma, devotion towards God, death, and beyond in satsang were mind blowing. He will teach all the three stages of meditation, starting with concentration, meditation, and awareness. Recently, I was fortunate enough to attend Navaratri meditation on awakening of all the chakras. It was an amazing process. And also, he introduced new chakras like Thalu and Nirvana. Whenever I am in trouble, he will show the path for me to come out. Please come and join to experience the divine experience with Manas Bhai. Come with your empty mind, and your mind would be filled with positivity, and also you will certainly know the purpose of your life. Once you sit with Manas Bhai, he will not going to leave you without giving abundance knowledge, which you cannot get outside. Thank you, Manas Bhai, for all the help in transforming the better version of myself. Aham Brahmasmi.
He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
Oh, असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहं ब्रह्मास्मि। So, good morning and welcome to this session. So I could see like few new names on the screen. Good. So if you can be present on the screen, it would be great. So I believe like it is good to be awake on a Sunday morning and sitting for such kind of topics. Pretty unusual. Except for Sunny, like because he has been moving around in that zone for a long time now. So you would like to start with a query, and the query would be something so relevant to you, but we don't even try to delve into that. Neither we ask it, neither we think about it. So what we are going to do is, if everyone is present and ready, if you can at least type yes, so I know you are there, or else I feel like I will be just talking to Kirti and Ujjwala ji. So now, okay, so Suresh ji is also there. Good. So now at least we can begin with these people. Now I want you all to just, if you're sitting in a, okay, good. So thank you, everybody has confirmed their presence. So thank you for that and welcome you again. And now, as it's the morning hour, I just want all of you to just close your eyes for a moment and let us go into an inquiry, a very typical one. We have been doing so many things, but we never delve into this. So this is a place where I want you to start the day with. If you are here right now in this room, that means you awoke today in the morning. Means there is a waking state that you came into. But before coming into the waking state, what were you doing? Who chose that you should be waking up? Who woke you up and why? Because every single morning, although we wake up, there is a difference between waking up and awakening. So Raji, welcome. So we are just beginning with the talks. So we are going on with a inquiry. So just request you to, if you can be a part of this. So the only thing that you have to do is just close your eyes, and I'm just putting forth a few questions that you need to be contemplating on. Okay. So you can just sit absolutely relaxed and just close your eyes. So everyone wakes up. How many of you awoke? Because there is a pretty difference between waking up and awaking, and more than that, getting up and getting out. So these are very typical things. However, I'm not going to talk about getting up and waking up. I'm going to talk about waking up and awakening. Because awakening would be a realization of your every single day activity that you do. Because for some time, you went into bed, you closed your eyes, and you went into a state that you call as a sleep state. Now, who took you to that space? Okay, understood that you went into the bed and you arranged everything. You just switched off the lights and you just closed your eyes and you slept off. Now, have you inquired like who woke you up today in the morning? Who could be that was so interested in you that it wanted you to wake up? And if you have waken up, have you ever waken up on your own? All these years, we believe that I woke up in the morning. But can you really wake up on your own? So if that is not happening on its own, I am doing it, then you should never have an issue waking up at the time that you want to wake up. Let's say I ask you to that, okay, wake up tomorrow at 3 a.m. UK time without an alarm clock. But I don't give you any purpose. You will find it pretty difficult to even wake up in the morning. And majority of the cases, we simply on such Sundays, until we have something really good to do, we would like to slog ourselves in the bed for a longer time. However, we wake up. Despite you trying to sleep for a longer time, your eyes open up. And similarly, when you go to sleep also, we think like we go into sleep, but have you ever really gone to sleep? If that was the case, you could sleep right away. You just say, give a command to your mind and say, okay, now I sleep. And you would fall asleep. And if that was the case, then why do you people go through a phase of life where they are not able to sleep if sleep was in their control? So in both these cases, neither sleep is in our control, neither waking up is in our control, yet we believe we do that. And then there are certain situations during the day, you are in mid of a meeting and suddenly you feel asleep. Your eyes just close down. Despite you trying hard to keep them open, somehow, somewhere it falls off. Who is controlling this sleep? So this is a space where we never go and delve into. Apart from that, coming to the state of awakeness, wakefulness, as we have all awake and we are sitting here and listening to this. When I'm awake, all the things that you are doing, are you really doing it or somebody is inspiring it to do? This is another question that we never think of. Now, if you believe like you do everything, go and analyze. And when I ask you to analyze, you might just think, okay, I took the brush and I brushed my teeth, or I took a shower, or it is the morning, so I took a cup of tea or coffee, or just now Kirti took a bottle of water and he drank. But that bottle, that toothbrush, everything was at place. But why in that moment you thought of going and doing that particular activity? Who gave you this idea? And there might have been days when even after waking up in the morning, you dragged yourself not brushing your teeth for 1 hour or 2 hours. So who is this? And more than that, who is that in that body who is observing everything that is happening? Or literally, I want to ask, who are you? And if in this moment we lose our memory, what is left? Once there is a loss of memory, I don't know who I am. I don't remember my degrees. I don't remember where I stay. I don't remember anyone. And everything that is happening is just a thing happening in my memory, and I wake up and I see the people around me and I say, oh yes, these people are mine. These are my family members. These are my neighbors. But without the memory, what are you? What's your designation? What's your age? What's your name? Who are you? Now, why this question? This question is so relevant because if we look at the world and the things that we are going through in this world, we believe ourselves to be humans that don't have any control, that don't have any control over anything, yet trying hard to gain our control. So, a simple query: who is striving for that? Who is that who was not there and the body was sleeping? In its presence, it's awake, and the day it moves out permanently, the body is dead. Who is that? What changes at death? What changes when I sleep? What changes when I wake up? So ask this question to you, and then I will take your answers, and from there on, we will travel on this magnificent journey. I won't say discovering, but rediscovering ourselves. It doesn't mean that you don't know who you are. The only thing is we have been too forgetful, too lost in our memories to realize who this person is in this body, acting in a particular manner or a fashion. So take your time for 1 more minute. Be in that space. And then you can open your eyes and give me your answers that you have found about defining your own self in any way that you want. And there is no right or wrong answer. So you could feel free to speak out whatever you felt about your own self. Because I'm not asking about God. I'm not asking about the world. I am simply asking about you, which you cannot deny. You can deny there is God or not, that is debatable. We can debate on so many things. There are lokas, or there is heaven or hell. We can debate on that. However, you cannot debate on yourself because it's your own experience. You cannot deny your existence. So if you cannot deny your existence, that means that is truth. And if that is your truth, you should be able to answer, who are you? And any way of speaking is okay. There is no competition that I told better or I didn't understood. No, just simply, what do you believe about yourself is the question. And now take just a deep breath, feel alive. Exhale through your mouth. Leave it. One more time. Deep inhalation. Relax. Release all that is there in the body. Exhale. And now you can open your eyes with your answers. Because all these initial phases, I need to understand you. Where do you stand and how to take you and create a platform where everyone is standing parallel to each other. So you can open your eyes now and tell me the definition that you believe you are. Rather, it's an amazing space. Like, people write about biographies and autobiographies kind of thing. So this is one way of telling an autobiography about your own self, like what you believe yourself to be. So who goes first, please? I could see only 2 people on the screen. So I believe like everybody to be participating in this, because slowly and steadily, there are so many illusions that have to be broken. And when I say the illusions have to be broken, those illusions have become a bondage for all of us. And if we can really work on them, we can find our true freedom despite being a householder in this world. So who goes with the definition now? So obviously Ujjwalaji is ready, I believe. Yes. Okay, good. And okay, so I believe like the name is there on the name of Amanji, but I believe Ujjwalaji can tell who she is out there. Okay.
Yes,
And
Seema.
I want to discuss, you see, you should never miss this chance of talking directly right now. Because now in India, it is pretty difficult for me, for other people to get a chance to talk to me right now. So take the maximum benefit. If you have waken up in the morning just to be here, let us go into that inquiry and understanding and realization. And why not? We have our wonderful world to live in. And why not also create a beautiful one that we want to be in? So starting with Ujjwalaji.
Hi, Manasji. Thank you so much for this morning.
So
It was a nice one to start, actually. I was trying to think. I didn't expect that. I was just thinking, what should I say? Nothing comes up.
No, as I said, no, Jwalaji, anything is okay. We are not
No,
here
no,
to
no,
judge. The only thing
yeah.
is, before you begin your journey to any space, it's
Yes,
not
yes, I
about
understand.
only knowing where you want to go. It
Yes.
obviously matters is where I am right now.
Yeah. What
If I
I
know,
felt when I did, it was uh, like leading two lives.
wow.
It's
So at
all,
least you
yeah.
have at least divided into two now. Okay.
I mean, one is you're not what you are, but you're doing things,
Mhm.
you know, trying hard, I think. Yeah, that's what I felt. It's like most of the time you're just doing what you're not, but because of the whatever the circumstances, I think you're not yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I felt.
so Ujjwalaji, what happens in this case is we try to, if I ask you to tell about anything else, even about God, you might say 100 lines. If I say like talk about your family, you can say it. If I say about talk about your work, you can talk about it. If I say, okay, about your degrees and the work that you do, you can talk about it. But the moment I come and ask you who are you, then there is an issue that points up. Like you feel like, really, is there anything like that? Okay, if it is really not, if you are not there, then what's the meaning of all these things that we are looking at around?
I
Because
think so.
being there, all these things exist. Then you should learn to give a little bit of importance to that person because of whom everything is all around available. But we don't do that. We never took a time, and it is not a case with just you people or a few people. It's a case with majority of the world. And I was no different. So no, not to worry.
That's what amazed me. I said, okay, let me think. Never thought about it, but then yeah, that's right. I think we should take time.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. So at least you know that you are not one, you are two, or rather that one living two lives. So you should be lucky enough. People don't get to live one life. You are living two lives at one go, means you know some art of living then. Okay, so I would like to call upon any other person, and please, I can only see the name as Amanji. So please, if you can rename that, or else I will help you to rename that also. So Kirti, if you could please rename.
It's Seema. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? I've
Yes,
managed to
yes,
mute
yes,
myself.
yes.
Sorry, I'm doing it on my phone, so it's a bit
It's okay.
messy.
That's okay. That's okay. See, it doesn't matter whether the phone is messy or not. The only thing is if my life is clarified or not. That's what we are here
Yeah,
for.
my life is fine. My phone is right now.
Okay. So what's the answer to your inquiry about your own self?
So I think that it's that I'm an essence or a soul. So I'm not actually. I don't know if this is anything to
No,
do
you
with
you
what
you
you're
just
saying, but
you just go
so
ahead. You
I'm
just
not
go ahead.
actually. Yeah, so I'm not my body. I'm not my name. So I don't. I know I don't totally identify with that. I know that that's what. It's more of a label, but
Wow.
actually I am much more than that. But it's hard to explain. So I think that, you know, my mind, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to, you know, when you're very conflicted about things and things like that, I'm talking to, there's someone talking to my mind as such. So it's a bit, I can't explain it that well.
That's okay.
But I just think that I'm much more than just Seema.
Okay, great. So at least much more than Seema is a good statement to start with.
Yeah.
Chalo. Thank you so much. So Raji ji,
For me, I feel that I'm a soul because when you started asking questions like, we do everything with memory, then I started thinking without memory, I'm nothing. So I'm a soul. It's just a memory of our thoughts,
And
just as impression of our thoughts.
absolutely. So thank you for that, Rajiji. It was really good one. Now, there are two people still there. So Manjula ji is there and Charan ji is there. And even Suresh ji is there. So if any one of them would like to share, or else we will build upon this from where the inquiry got started. Yeah, Suresh ji, I think like you can unmute and speak now.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. So what
Good
I feel
morning.
about myself is nothing is impossible in this world.
Mhm. So do one thing, jump from UK to my room right now. Suresh ji, possible?
No.
Yes, possible. You are actually, you see, you jumped into my room right now through this screen. So who said it is not possible? And obviously in yogic practices, there are spaces where you can actually jump. So that's not impossible. That's also possible. So what I was asking is about what's your definition about yourself? When you inquire like who this person might be, what is he doing around in this world, roaming with this robe called as this body with a nameplate, like a vehicle, you buy a vehicle and you put a nameplate to that, a number plate to that, you have put a nameplate to on this as well. You call yourself as Suresh, I call as myself as Manas, and my kid was asking just yesterday, he was asking me who you are, and I asked, who are you? Then he said, my name is Imon. I just, okay, if I remove that name, I would not have called you with that name, then who were you apart from that name? So this is the kind of conversation that goes on with my 7-year-old kid. So Sureshji, tell me, what is that? Because in our lives, when we go through certain phases of life, processes of life and situations of life, we feel like so clumsy out there, like, okay, why I am so stuck? If you really want to break through that, you have to understand who you are. And if you understand that, then nobody absolutely can bind you. Your freedom will be in your hands. So that's the space where I want to talk about. And slowly and gradually, when this pace picks up, might be down the line, you will be so happy that you inquired this. And more than that, if you are here and we are talking about it, it's a design. Or else there are so many people that you might have been all around. Why only these people showed up? And the question is, are you ready to experience your freedom? Are you ready to realize what your true self is? Are you ready? See, last time I was talking about, like, for some people, spirituality is a luxury. For some people, spirituality is a fashion. For some people, spirituality is a need. So the day we realize that there is something bigger, as Seemaji was talking, she is not the name, she is something beyond that name. She is not able to put that into words. But despite that, within your deep down within yourself, you know that I'm not just this. Agreed, Seemaji? There is something bigger than that, which is not bound by these boundaries of this body. The only reason I feel myself this body is because of my sensations that I have on this body. Because of this outline of this body, I feel that this is me. Now, checking on that again, you remember when you took birth? Might be your mom can tell you a little bit better about that. So you must have taken birth as a 3-pound baby or a 4-pound baby, right? That was your outline at that time, yes or no? What was your size like? Might be a feet long. But now, what happened to that baby? It has transformed itself to this grown up. Now, can you see slowly from that 1 feet, you have your experiences of this body has been changing to a certain level. Now you feel that, okay, this is my height, this is my weight, and this is my outline of the body. And that's why I can feel my sensations to this phase. And that is the reason I believe this to be my body. But as a kid, if I said, you can actually experience yourself beyond this 1 feet, would you have agreed? No. Similarly, if I give you a practical example right now, and you will realize you are not only bound to this body, but there is a process through which you can expand your consciousness, and we will do it practically right now. No waiting time. Anybody want to experience, okay, this is not my boundary, something beyond is there? That would be good, right? Now, again, it's not that you have not experienced, you have not located it. You have not pinpointed that. You have not focused on that part. Okay. And I believe all of you in the room right now, you feel like this is my body and this is the sensations that I have, right? So this is my outline. You must be driving vehicles, right? All of you. Raji ji, you drive a car? Seema ji? Almost everyone in this room must be driving a car, right? Now, if this is just the sensation of your body, this much, do you, while driving your car, do you just bump around with people on the street? No, right? Think, what are you saying? Means, this is my body, this is my sensation. But while driving a car, is my consciousness not expanding to the size of my car? If that was not the case, I would be bumping everywhere. But no, I know, even not being the car, I know the length and breadth of the car, and I know in what space it can pass on, what turnings I should take, or how I should be driving. Yes or yes? How do you do that? How do you expand your consciousness just while driving? Can you see? You don't remain in the vicinity of this body. At that time, you are actually expanding your consciousness. I don't know, you people might be having auto driving cars. You might be having a 360-degree view. But despite that, are you not expanding? Just think of somebody comes and just comes close to your vehicle. What do? You move out. How do you know? Can you see there is a process through which you are actually expanding your consciousness unconsciously? Yes or no? So if you're able to expand this consciousness while driving a car, there must be a way to expand your consciousness beyond that also. Example, let's say today you are driving a bicycle. So your consciousness is limited to that bicycle for now. You don't go and hit somebody with the bicycle, you know that. Similarly, now you are driving a motorbike, so it expands a little bit more. Now you're driving a car. Let's say you are driving a bus. Will you go and hit people? No. While driving a bus, you will have that kind of expansion of your consciousness that you know the entire length and breadth of the bus. Can you see how in sync is the driver with the vehicle, that when without its knowledge, it is becoming that? Thought of? Or it is just a thought-provoking statement now? That means what Sureshji said, nothing is impossible. Now, why I want you to expand and experience this consciousness is, when I was a kid, I always used to ask this question: this is mine, that is theirs. ये मेरा है, वो उसका है. Then my mother used to say, no, 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 everyone is one. It's not yours, not theirs. You should realize that. But through mind, it's not possible. But just think of, just for a moment, close your eyes. Again, we'll go into inquiry and we will see what happens to you. So Sureshji, please close your eyes for a moment, relaxed. If you are sitting on a chair, just go back, sit in a relaxed phase. Yes. Pretty magical process. And you will realize something right now. First and foremost, scan your body from the head to the toe. Means as if a light is passing from the top of your head and you are focusing one by one by one by one by one, slowly from the top of your head down to your body, becoming aware of each level. For example, I am focusing on my forehead. I feel the forehead. I focus on the eyes. I see the eyes. I experience it. The nose, the lips, the chin, the neck, shoulder, chest, back, belly, groin, thighs, knees, shins, foot, and your total feet, the fingers and the tip of the toe. Similarly, again, go back to the top of your head and just scan your body again from top to the tip of your toe, from the top of your head to the tip of your toe. And while doing that, become absolutely relaxed. Let go of your worries for a certain time. Let go of your thoughts for a moment. And just relax into that space. Now, as you are relaxed, focus on the outline of your body once. Whatever you feel as your body is means, feel your body from outside, means through the sensations that you are having on the body, from the, again, starting from the top of your head to slowly down to the tip of your toes. Just draw an imaginary outline of your body while keeping your eyes closed. Once you are done with that, focus on your hearing. Whatever you are able to listen, my words, just focus on that. And when I'm not speaking, also become aware of the noises, sounds that is happening around you now. In your house, surrounding you, whatever, any kind of sound that you can hear. Just listen to that. Listen to the minutest of the sound. It might be the sound of a small little bird chirping somewhere long, far away. It might be somebody moving a vessel, it hitting to something. It might be just the breeze blowing outside. It might be something, a little bit of sound that you are not even able to distinguish. Just listen. Only in your surrounding. Now, slowly, whatever I'm saying, just focus on that and you will realize something magical happening to you. Now, expand your listening consciousness. Whatever you are able to hear, go a little bit farther. Let it go. Expand farther, thoda zyada, and let's just move it a little bit ahead, more, and more. Just like you expand your consciousness while driving a vehicle, similarly, just expand the consciousness of your listening to a longer distance and listen what is happening. You will be amazed by your capacity to listen to the smallest of the things happening far off. Expand. Go as far as you can with your auditory apparatus, your listening skills. Go to as far as you can and listen to all that is happening. And while doing so, you will find your body getting so relaxed. You are able to express yourself in a very different dimension of just listening. Dive deep. Dive deep within yourself with your expansion of consciousness. Just drop yourself from the head to your heart. Drop. Absolutely still, unwavering, relaxed, let go of everything that has been bounding you. Expand. No limitation of this body, of the mind. Be your own self without boundary. Feel your expansion. Now take a deep breath and exhale whatever is not required in this body through your mouth. Exhale it out as if you are exhaling out all the negativities that is not required in your body. Remove that. One more deep breath. Pull down all that is not required. Throw it out. Relax. One more time, final one. Pull it out. Relax. Drop your shoulders and just become as comfortable as you can. Be there in this moment, realizing the changes happening in your body. Relax. Now you can open your eyes when you feel like, when you are comfortable. So now just move your head a little bit. You can stretch a little bit if you want. Now, if you close your eyes, just check your body. How does it feel within now? Do you really want to come out of that space? But we have to. These are just the beginning phases, okay? So step by step we'll go. But what happened to you when I asked you to expand your consciousness just by hearing, just by listening? And how do you feel now? Just by this 2 minutes of, like 4 to 5 minutes of discussion that we did while you were closing your eyes. Did you realize any change in you for a moment at least? Are you a little bit more comfortable being in this skin, in this body? Now, certainly, again, in this moment, if you want, you close your eyes and you say, you actually sink into that zone again. You feel like as if you have found a cozy place. You close and you just go into that. Yes? But do you want to explore this space is the question. Because all these years we have been trying our level best to find that my place kind of stuff. And we have been running all around, but that space might just be available within you in this moment, not even waiting. Just actually it is waiting for you. So Ujjwala ji, what did you found in just this brief 4 to 5 minutes? What is opening up is slowly, we know, like, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind kind of things. We have listened to that, but it should be an experiential one. So slowly we'll bring that experience into existence. Okay. So what's your take when you expanded your consciousness of hearing? And mind you, you have just done it for the first time. So there is no way you can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have, we will correct it together. So
yeah, I mean, when I was doing, like, normally when you said to just do the sounds of in the room, I could hear my clock ticking. That's the only one I could hear, nothing much. But when you said hearing, like, elaborate the wavelength, then actually I could hear, like, on the road, the buses are coming. It's not nearby. My house is not nearby the bus or any vehicles. It's a very quiet place. But I can feel it where it's coming from far.
Yes.
It actually hear that. But now I can't hear now. It's just very quiet.
Because like, again, you have squeezed that consciousness back into this body.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the difference.
Pull that back.
Yeah.
Right. So
I could definitely see the difference.
yes. So there is a space where you can actually expand yourself to a greater realms. And we are just starting with it, means like I'm just taking you a little bit ahead of your body to a certain, like, surrounding localities. But if you really expand your consciousness, you can experience the divinity. That's what I can assure you. And that space, once you touch your own self, it's the divinity is not, but you touch that space once, it's like nothing like anything. I can assure you that you have never tasted anything like that. You have not felt anything like that. You have not been so high with anything in this life. So, but that's how we slowly move on. Okay. So thank you, Joji. So Raji ji.
I can hear my clock ticking and some cars passing down the road. I can hear some bike and distance.
Sometimes something amazing happens, Raji ji. Like there are certain people, when I was asking them to do, what they do is they try to listen what people are talking in the other room.
I can hear my a child coughing downstairs. Yeah, as Ujjwala said, when I'm talking to her, I'm not able to hear any of those. Yeah. It's only when I focus on listening to it,
it will again just come back to a space. Yes. So can you see, there is way, like when you decide, when you choose to expand your consciousness, it's available to you. It's not that some yogic process only. It's not that only certain people are blessed with it and they only can do it. No, it's also available to all of us. Despite being in our houses, we can actually learn certain processes that can transcend us beyond these limitations, beyond this, even I can speak of beyond cosmos. So slowly, it is going to be a beautiful journey of rediscovering our own selves. And the questions that I'm going to come up with might just rip you apart, but that's what is required. You know why? Until a seed breaks, a plant cannot appear. So until the cocoon, was a break with my voice, or is it going fine? Was it okay? So let me just repeat it just for a moment. Like, until a seed breaks, a plant cannot appear. Until the cocoon breaks, the caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly. So all this cocoon that we have created of this body, or the seed, hard seed that we believe ourselves to be, we will slowly crack it down. Because when something cracks, a new life begins. A life of freedom, a life of expression. In that small little seed, the big gigantic tree was hidden. But only when the seed broke, it found its expression. So slowly, if you continue with me just sitting, we will take one topic by one topic that we will discuss, we will take up. Most probably next Sunday, I'm talking about karma, the most talked about subject in this entire spiritual world. People have written millions of quotes about it and all those stuff. How does it work? And how, more than that, how does it work? It's not that. How to come out of it should be our goal. How to break through that. Yes. So there was a glitch. So glitches keeps on happening in our lives. So that's part of life. But are you able to hear me now? Okay, good. So that's what I was saying, like we will slowly crack it down, because the karma that we are going to talk about, the most talked about subject, not only understanding it, how it is created, who takes a record of it, how can I break it, how to get relieved from this cycle of coming and going, how to get rid of this cycle of the situations that I'm facing in my life, how to crack them on down. And there are certain worldly things that I would like to take up also, like wealth, relationship, dealing with them from a spiritual aspect. A very simple processes you do, and you see how your life transforms in a magical way in a very shortest of the time. So as and when you will be ready, as and when you can actually put a question in this group about the subjects that you want me to cover up. And what we will do is we will take up one by one those subjects and get a clarity on that. And obviously, if it fits the worldly note, we will talk in the worldly note. If it fits the bill of spirituality, we'll talk from that aspect. So it's going to be an amazing journey. And now, as I said, we are just taking baby steps. It's required. Because if I immediately do certain thing, you'll not be even able to come out the body. It will be very difficult for you. So understanding our situations, being in this world, so I believe this is a good pace to start with. And now you can come up with your questions. You can ask me your questions. And also put forth the kind of topics that you want to discuss. Hopefully all the things will unfold. And a specific request, if I have started a process of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra with the Indian community, and not only the Indian people, the US people and the Indian people are not having a difficulty with the timings. So they have started, because Vigyan Bhairav Tantra is an amazing manual. 12 techniques given by none other than the Lord Shiva himself, not created by any human, but the direct discussions between Parvati, the better half, and Shiva, while Parvati asks the questions and Shiva is answering. And you know what kind of questions he asked? The same question which I asked you today. She's asking Shiva, who are you? So if time permits, listen to that conversation. Something might just open up for you in that simplicity. And if you can really connect to that, we can directly jump into another level. And if that doesn't happen, nothing to worry, we will slowly anyways move on. So for now, if you have any questions, you are welcome. If you have anything that you want me to cover, you are most welcome. Okay? So, Kirti, going back to you. You have been too silent today. It feels like the hosts always are silent.
Thank you, Anand Bhai. Thank you for that amazing experience today. I mean, I've been in this space for almost, I think, a year now, and I can barely sort of recognize myself. As you said, it needs to happen in baby steps, and a week in, a month in, I might not have realized it, but definitely now that I'm a year in, I do realize the sort of effect it has had on me. Can you hear me, Manasbhai? I think your camera I think you might have switched to a different camera.
Yeah, just a moment. There is some glitch going on. Just a second.
That's okay. I'll actually carry on talking. I mean, just for the benefit of Seema ji and Rajiv ji, I can tell you guys a bit about myself. I sort of found I've been in the UK for the last 13 to 15 years now, and I'm based currently near Slough, and I work in the FMCG industry in senior sales. Sometime about end of last year, I found myself in a bit of a difficult situation, difficult spot. I think it was sort of a culmination of a lot of personal work-related things, and also what everybody else in the world was going on through lockdown, being in the home space. I found myself in a quite a depressed, dark space which was not just affecting my personal life; it was affecting my work, my personal well-being. And I was always a very positive, happy-go-lucky person, and never really found myself in that space. And once I was there, I felt like there was no way to get out of it. And obviously, the doctors were suggesting medication, counseling, and I didn't really want to go down that route. And then that's how I got introduced to Banasji through a family member, and things weren't the same. Initially, I did not know what to make of it, to be really honest. My mind had a million questions. My mind had a million doubts of where this was going to go, where this was going to lead to. But slowly, because I was in such a difficult space, I decided to trust where the sort of the universe landed me in that space for a reason, I believed. And I just trusted and sort of gave 100%. And slowly but surely, things started changing. Not just things materialistically, things within me, things of how I perceived the world, how I perceived others, how I perceived myself, all slowly but surely just started changing. I was able to manifest materialistic things much more easily. Things that I've been trying to do for the last couple of years or wasn't able to, started manifesting within months or weeks, I should say. And I now find myself in a space where physical things are manifesting. I was trying to find a better job for the last couple of years, and I couldn't. In the last couple of months, I found a job now. Now I'm doing the role of an assistant director of sales in a major FMCG company, and I felt like it was going to take years, but I actually made it happen within months of being in the space. My relationships with my family, my wife, my kids have improved 1,000-fold, I would say. Just the whole, and to be honest with you, none of them have changed, but I think the change within me is making me, perceive things differently and take on anything that comes my way differently. So I've got a lot to be thankful to Manasji. So and the reason why we thought obviously bringing this space to a lot of people that are looking for something like this and are wanting to be in this space was the major driver of why we decided to start another session for the UK audience, given the timings, the early morning and late evening timings didn't really work for us, given the half-time difference versus the guys in America. So the whole sort of timeline that was laid out was Manasji's signature program is the 9-day meditation program. And that happens over 9 days and needs a commitment of at least 2 or 3 hours per day. And we thought we could do we could do that, the first session within the UK sometime in mid to end of December. And the weeks building up to that can be preparatory sessions, so people get a sense and feel of what these sessions are like and what sort of benefit they can get from it. So hence we thought we'll start that, and the format that was going to be is Manas I will speak for a little bit and do a process in the first hour, and then the second hour is going to be question and answer sessions. So I think I've spoken a lot. That was just sort of give you a sense of what I have been through and my experience. So
thank you, Kirti. And I believe why he has started this is because Ujjwalaji has seen where Kirti was and the space that he is right now. So because of that, what he has got, like you go to a restaurant, you go to a movie theater, you like the food or you like the movie, you come running towards your friends and say, hey, you must not miss this out. The taste is wonderful. The experience at that theme park was really great and kind of stuff. So I believe something is happening like that to Kirti. So he's like running around like a kid, running to all the people all around, like saying, okay, you don't know, like you should be here. You should experience this. And trust me, my friends, I am declaring it now, and you will find me standing by my words. I'm here to give. That's it. I don't need anything from you. I have enough. I'm here to give. And more than that, I want you to realize that that divinity that we have been searching for is available to each one of us. There is no difference between you and me. And despite being in this world, you can still live freely. Question that Shimaji has posted, that's a question of many people. Why people are suffering if God is there? What is that? Like, why people are getting birth in that war zones or in the poverty? That what Shimaji asked me, right? So Shimaji, like, in this case, we have to understand something called as the karma. So when I'm talking about that in the next week, we will cover entirely why this is happening and how even those people can come out of that. Why? Because let's say, if you're asking this question, that means somewhere there is a cry within you to help those people. But you don't know why that is happening to them and how can you help them? Am I right? Yes. So somehow, somewhere, you know why these people are in the room? It's very simple and very amazing. Somewhere, somehow, deep down within yourself, you are not only thinking about your own selves, you are thinking about the world somehow. It might be a minute way or in a bigger manner. It doesn't matter. But somehow you have started thinking about doing something good to others. Yes or no? Until you get that idea, you can never start your journey in spirituality. In the 9 days program that Sunny is talking about, I have broken these paradigms of understanding why all these things happening. I can only say this, you have to experience that. And I want each one of you to experience that, because those 9 days, I can guarantee one thing, would be the best days of your life. Because nobody enters into that depth of making you realize. And trust me, I was never taught by humans. That's a statement that I'm making, but you will realize the more and more we explore each other. And I say, you have to explore this person also sitting in front of you. It's just a body for me. I don't need it. I am free this very moment. I can leave it any moment. I don't care about it anymore. Just, it has to do certain processes. And most probably, I have to say this. If I am sitting here, it's because of you. I don't have a need. I don't have a requirement. And if I am here, it's only because of you. That means something is there to reach you. I might just become a source. And as Mother Teresa used to say, I'm just a pencil in the hand of the Creator, and he's just writing the fate of others through me. That's it. Whatever it allows, it just flows in. Oh, Swapnaji, it's okay. Thank you for being there at least. But I know like people in UK and US are very prompt with their timings. Yes? Or I believe.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, I had another call. So I had an emergency back in India. So I was on the call.
Okay. No issues. And we just pray that that emergency is resolved for you.
It's trying to. We're praying. Okay. I'll speak to you. You please carry on. I want to listen to you more.
Sure. So the thing is, once I start, and in those 9 days, I actually reveal that what this person is, what transformations this person has gone through that makes him this. And then we will be talking about creation of wealth. Why wealth? I say, why not? Why not be absolutely abundant? Because that's what the culture was. If we go back to our Indian culture, if you see, it was not only spiritual, it was also called the golden bird, right? Why? That means it is not that if you are in spirituality, you cannot have wealth. I say you should become a wealthy spiritualist. So how about this? Like you driving a Mercedes Benz and talking about God and realizing, making people realize that this is also available to you if you are ready for that. And there are certain specific process that I'm going to give if you are interested in that. And obviously all these spiritual realm questions that we are going through painful situation, like as Simaji really said that why all this is going on. Like if we look at the world and more than that, Ujjwalaji, good people suffer, the bad people are happy. Why this? And then at times in a situation in my life, why me? I have not done anything wrong. Why they are treating me in this way? So see, there are so many things that we don't understand why all these things is happening to me. But trust me, if you are just walking through like with me, I don't say like I'm walking and you just follow me. No, there is no following here. I'm not here to gather crowd. I am happy to change even one of your lives. If you can realize who you are, at least you will be living free. And that's the entire purpose of me sitting here and talking. And by the way, I wake up every single day at 3 a.m. in the morning. So in the morning, I started a session for the Indian crowds. Like we completed till 8 o'clock. It was completed. After that, I had to take care of certain worldly things, like even I have to run for the vegetable market. So I ran there, I brought it, and now I'm back with you people. Once I close this down, I have the entire day blocked up. But why I do that? I don't want to tell you why I do that. I want you to realize that. And I want you people become like that. You become that light of divinity through which the world finds its rescue. The world finds solace in your presence. The world looks at you and says, wow, I should be like that. So if you all are ready for that kind of movement together, let us walk. I'm no superior than you. Rather, I can be a little bit inferior than you, but that doesn't matter, because in spirituality, there is nothing called as superior or inferior. The only thing is people put you on a pedestal and you say, okay, you are a guru, and I never think on that. I say, I believe in Buddha, because Buddha used to sit always on the down. And he used to say, somebody asked, you are so great, why are you sitting on the ground? He said, greatness sits on the ground only. I said, what does that mean? Now that means if you are sitting on the ground, you will never fall. If you are flying high, somebody will pull you down and you might fall. But I'm just sitting down. I'm grounded. And yes, with that, the grounding techniques that you should learn. Because at times, one fine day, your energy is so surge, you are so happy, you jump out of the bed thinking like you're going to change the world. Some other day, you drag yourself out of that bed thinking, oh, what's happening? So how to manage those kind of fluctuations of your energy? And more than that, like if we look at this creation of this body, when I speak about death, when I speak about birth, how birth happens, how death happens, why this realm, and I talk about different realms of spiritual, like universes that are there, I'll not just talk about them as words. वो ज्ञान नहीं होगा, वो विज्ञान होगा. Means those will not be just words, those will be science. We will experience it, we will experiment with it. Then what happens is, when you experience that, nobody can deny it. Now again, Raji ji, can you tell me whether God is there or not? Again, a question. God is there or not?
I see God like a power. He's there.
Okay.
Not,
okay. But have you seen it?
I experience it.
You experience it. Can you deny the presence of God?
No.
No. Why? Because it's an experience for you. Now, if I ask you something, is there a heaven? What's your answer?
It's all how I feel. If it is there, it's there.
Now, what do you feel? Like you are confident about God. Are you confident about heaven?
It's not like a physical thing there, but it is.
It might be, might not be.
No, it is there. It is there in the sense in our thoughts. Yes.
Your thoughts. So who is creating the hell and heaven for you then?
Me.
So what do you choose?
The God. I mean, you're asking the basic question whether the
Yes.
God is there. Then it's me.
Then if it is you, you cannot deny anything. Can you tell me what is there behind you? Not by looking at it.
Yeah.
There is something, right? But is it present for you? It might be present for us, just like the background is present. Because we are seeing it from a mobile screen, our background is also being present to us. Despite that, whatever is there not in the screen, does it exist or not still?
It exists.
But it exists, but without my looking at it, it is as if it doesn't. When I look at that, it becomes present to me. Without my presence, it doesn't matter whether it is there or not. And I would like to give you a question with which I would like to close down this session, so that when you come back next time, so I think again,
we can still hear you, Manasbhai.
Sorry, I cannot hear anyone. I cannot hear Manas.
okay. So again,
yes, I can hear you.
Magic happens. The magic keeps on happening, and God plays. And he says, okay, so you're talking about me, let us play. I say, okay, let's. And that's the way it is. And the question that I'm going to give you right now is a question that you should go and ponder upon till we meet next time. Is it okay? Can I give a homework? And you'll be a good student, right? Okay. The same that we started today. Throughout your waking hours, whenever you find time, you realize, take some time to process the same process of expanding your consciousness as a practice throughout this week. Okay? Nothing, simply sit down, close your eyes, scan your body from head to toe,
and then slowly expand your hearing consciousness. Practice this throughout the day so that the next time the process that I want you to do, you get the maximum benefit with it. So this is a base. And the question that you have to ask yourself is the most amazing question of Advaita. Who am I? So keep on the answers that show up for you. And now the second question is, even if you are not able to answer the first one, the second you should attempt. The second question is, who is that whom you go to meet every single night, saying a goodbye to all the things that you believe as yours? You say bye to your house, you say bye to your loved ones, you even say bye to your kids and say good night, now I'm going to sleep. Now you have to ask yourself, where do you go? Who is such a beloved that you have not seen, but without meeting it, you cannot stay? There is someone with whom you meet every single night. Because if you don't meet it, you go crazy. You know, I have to sleep now. You feel that or not? And all that I say, this is my house, this is my car, this is my business, this is my kid, I say goodbye to everyone. I say bye for now, I go to sleep. Who is that? Where do you go exactly? What is more important than what you have accumulated, that you leave all those and run towards it? It must be something. And if it is something, we should discover that. And if you discover that, in that discovery, you will find, as Rajiji was talking, it might be God. And if that is God, it should be me. And if I am me, then I must be that God. We will be exploring that. And we will be exploring that so elaborately. We will be exploring that with such scientific methodologies that spirituality also becomes science for it, experience with it. So will you do these three things? First one, the expansion process. Second one, you can ask yourself, who am I? Go to Google, it will give you a million answers. But that's not the space where to find yourself. Because at times, Google can give you all the answers except one thing, who are you? Because who you are is your own self-discovery. And even if you are not able to answer that, just go with the question, who is that I want to meet every single night, that I say bye to all these things that I have accumulated? And then next time we'll be talking about karma. After that, we'll be talking about dream. Next time, slowly, we'll bring in all the things that is a concern to you. Anybody interested in law of attraction? Why it is not working? People believe like, okay, law of attraction works. I say, I will tell you why the law of attraction is not working for you. Because if you realize why it is not working for you, you can fix that up and it will work for you. So everything. And that's why we have all the gods, right? We have Shiva to meditate. We have Lakshmi for wealth. We have Ganesh and Saraswati for knowledge and wisdom. So we have all the people around us. So whatever you choose, it's just like a spiritual menu opening up in front of you. And the only thing is, my request, take the maximum benefit when I'm still here. And trust me, my friends, even I don't know when I leave this body. So thanking each and every one of you for your time, for being here in this morning. And Simaji, I look forward to giving your answer in the most amazing possible way where we understand it. And not only that, you free yourself from that pain. Right? So, if you can just unmute her, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
hi.
Simaji.
I look forward to understanding the answer.
Sure. So even I look forward to bringing that clarity in your lives, and also the only one thing that I want in your lives is, understand this, nobody is after happiness. We think like I'm running after happiness. Nobody is running after happiness. We are all running behind one thing, that is freedom. Because happiness can be a byproduct of the freedom. Because if I am free, I can be happy. All that you want and put you into a cell, you will never be happy. I say, I will put you into a 4x4 cage and give you whatever you want. Will you be happy? Don't put me into that cage. I will find what I need. You know what that 4x4 cage is? This. You have bound yourself into that. That's why that is not freedom. And what I say is, all that you have is all that you have, but let us break down this cage. And Ujjwalaji, there is a very amazing quote that I talk when I am talking to the college students. And this is actually a question. Have you visited any zoo anytime? Yeah. So when you visit a zoo and you might have seen a lion, it might be inside a cage. Can you tell me what is keeping that lion inside the cage? Anyone can ask, anyone can answer. It's a very, you can ask your daughters also, Ujjwalaji, she can also answer that. So it doesn't need a thinking hat. What is keeping that lion? So Kirti says the iron bars. Yes or no? If there was no iron bar, the lion would be free, right? But I have a very different way of understanding it and looking at it. It's not just the iron bars, it is the gap between the iron bars that is keeping the lion inside it. Just think of the bar was a little bit wider. The bar will be silver bars, but will the lion be there? So in our processes, what I'm going to do? I'm going to unleash that within you. We'll just widen those gaps. The bar will still be there. The cage will still be there. We are not leaving the body. The cage will still be there, but we will widen up enough so that I come out. Truth and yourself are powerful enough, those who don't need any protection. The body might need it, you don't. So we will unleash that power that is bound by this body right now. So slowly, the only thing is, it's going to be an amazing journey. The only thing I need from you is a bit of your time. Okay? So thank you. With this, I'll just stop here and wishing you a wonderful, happy Sunday with your family or whatever you are going to do today. And I wish the very best for your life. Looking forward to meet you again and with some amazing conversations, and if possible, listen to that recording, because that might just answer all that question that I have put forth to you today. So
I'll actually post the recording in the group so you guys can have access to it.
So thank you, everyone. So with this, I just fold my hands in front of you, saluting the divinity that is shining within you, and all that I see is the divine in a robe of this body. So this divine, calling upon that divine, and just realizing who, what your true self is. Slowly, the motion has begun. It might be just a snowball effect. It starts very small. But as I said, I'm here to give. If you are ready to receive. And thank you, Kirti. Thank you, Ujjwalaji. Thank you, Seemaji. Thank you, Rajiji. Thank you, Sureshji. Thank you, Manjulaji. Thank you, Haribhai, for being here. And thank you, Swapnaji, as well, for being here today with us. So, last statement that I always speak of is, stay God, be God, and you will understand this sentence as we unfold that. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manas Bhai, and thank you everyone for being here. Have a wonderful week, and we will see each other next Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.